Right. Let's do the audio test. First, before I go half an hour, like I've done in the past, spending half an hour talking to no one, nobody. All right, so we're good. All right, okay, just did that. And hello, how you doing? Eddie Nunez is on. Thank you. And of course, Eat More Possum has hit the pavement for me. Tony, you're here. So, guys, this is a very important stream because I'm not going to talk about anything I can't control, and what I can control is my future. So, I am actively preparing for a world where I can't fly any of that gear behind me. And as much as, you know, this is what happened just a second ago. Okay. So I'm getting, revved up for the stream, I'm getting ready to go into thinking about how awesome and easy it's going to be. And then Kai sends me a video. Gosh almighty. I'm going to show you the title of that video here. And I haven't watched it, but we have been having conversations now. We're gonna carry on that conversation on next Tuesday in a very great detail. But if we want to keep relevant in YouTube and especially in the US, okay, because a lot of you guys don't have to worry about this stuff. This is not going to go away. I got 3 years of this, okay? It is not going to, DJI is leaving, just like Huawei left the United States. We can't buy Huawei gear unless we go to Canada, which is fine. I'm good, okay? Same, DJI is going the way of the Goonie Bird, okay? Now, yeah, of course you can, there's ways of getting things. I don't live my life like that. I live my life for things that are reality, okay? So this is what Kai sent me just a second ago. He sent me this freaking video right here. All right, right there. This thing right here this was a mistake. HD 0. Because if you looked at my thumbnail for this video here, I'm going to put my thumbnail up. I got to find it really quick. See, that was here. I just got to go here. This was my thumbnail, or this is my thumbnail. Going back to the Stone Age, okay? So you got to admit, this is pretty creative, okay? This is a very creative way of looking at things, okay? And of course, I was very nice. Put caveman above these. But that is kind of where I have to go. I've got to go back to the Stone Age. And I have to create relevancy to what I have available to me if I want to keep flying, I can't pretend, I can't pretend to and pay twice as much for something that I can't have. So it's that's the case. That includes cameras. It includes everything that I have that's DJI. So Kai basically put this bat up. Let me go back. Right there. This was a mistake. And it's a DJI pilot, FPV pilot tries HD 0 for the first time. Here's what happened. I know what's going to happen. Okay? I know what's going to happen. Watch, Kai. You can actually go live if you want, and just basically type in the next your next. What have I done with my microphone? Is it horrible? Hold on here. Let me check here. What have I done? What have I done with my microphone? So I gotta wait for the ad to play over my chin. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, so what have I done with my microphone? I've gone non-DJI. I guess I could go Rode, which is not DJI, right? You sound like your mic's in a bucket. All right, I can fix that. Yes, I'm actually using a different mic. So, but anyway. Let's see here. I'm gonna see if I can do a live switch. But anyway, the point is that without that gear that we basically have been loving, including things like when we say good quality audio, good quality video that we're used to, we're gonna have to make compromises. Okay, we're going to have to make, it says, this too shall pass. DJI becomes a billion-dollar company based on American dollars. Common sense will eventually prevail. I don't think so. This started before Trump became president. This was already going down. This has nothing to do with whoever's in the Oval Office. It has everything to do with the legislators that wanted to kill it. The president of the United States cares less about DJI. I mean, he's negotiating the end of a war that could lead to a nuclear confrontation. Yeah, he doesn't care about DJI at this point. What's a guy got to do to get smurfed around here? I don't know. Become relevant? I got to pick on Kai. All right. Oh, wow. We're clipping. Clip, 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 clip. That's clipping. All right. All right. I'm going to switch back over to my regular gear. Okay. So I'm going to switch back over to my regular gear for you guys. So everybody get. Hold on here. All right, so on here we're gonna go. Let's go. It's out of. Let's go main. Let's go. We're back on the road again. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. All right, let's make sure we're on the road again everywhere else. We're good there. And we are... let's see. Let's go back. All right, we should be back. We should be completely back on the road again. All right. So... that's what happens, guys. This is what happens when you do major surgery to what you do. You know, everything changes, including the screen capture I was showing you. This video. Okay, if I go on to HD0, if I put HD0 goggles on right now and I go out and fly, it is not going to be as good. Okay. All right. It's not going to be as good. Yeah. Who is this Lone Star Tech and Gear? They should. Who is this? Who is this guy? Who is Lone Star Tech and Gear? But so anyway, this guy is going to have a terrible experience. So, so let me go and I'm going to open up this link here. And we're going to look at some facial expressions of somebody that is flying a system. Okay. All right. So here, let's go back. I've got that right there. We got screen capture. But yes. All right. Okay. So here we go. Here is a sample of DJI, right? Okay, recording, little bit of FPV pilot, you know, he can see everything. The only thing, there's nothing stopping this guy, right? Look at how small, look at how nice and neat the feed is, right? So by the way, this video, let me put this video up so this guy gets credit for it. So let me go ahead and post it for you folks. So just give me a minute. I gotta do some finagling here, because I gotta pop out my chat, because I can't. Let's see here. Can I get it in there? Timestamps, reaction. We don't need timestamps, do we? Do we need reactions? Anyway, that should be my live chat right there going on. Okay, let's move that over. I just got to open up. I got to open up the chat for this stream here. Just give me a second. Got to go back. Go to Dad Random channel. Go to my live stream. Let's get that. Let me just pop this out for me. It's just a much more usable chat there. All right, let's get that off of there. All right. Okay. So there we go. And then we can allow Tekken Gear back into the club. All right. There we go. There's Kai right there. Let's get him as a... Should we put him in timeout? Let's see. And let's go back. And save. All right. Okay, that should update now. I had to take off his old one and put his new one on. But so anyway, like I said, first, this is first opportunity, trying something. So there's DJI footage. Everything's perfect. I can do all kinds of fun things and crash and see trees and branches and stuff. But yeah, so there's a we also, I told you I was going to post this guy. So this is the site. So if you want to watch the channel is Gareth Dix. So let's go ahead and make sure that we subscribe to his channel. Okay, so Garrett, this is his FPV experience, and then of course I'm going to go back to his HD0 experience, which is right here. Okay, so he's got probably the best tech. He's got front panel. He's got two stubbies. He looks cool, He's got the cool freaking goggles going. Okay. All right. So let's. Okay. So here it is. Here's his 4x3 HD0. Now I actually do like the full on OSD, but you can still fly. There's nothing wrong with flying. Okay, you see all the pixelization that happens. And if once again, but you can't record this. So we're gonna, not only do we have to not be able to record this. Now of course, goggle recording. Everybody, it's going to think you're cool because it's better, right? It's more cool, hobby wise. But we're gonna have to basically deal with the fact that this is not usable footage for our camera. So we're gonna have to freaking do the nasty, okay? And what the nasty is what I'm gonna show you here in a second. Okay, this is the nasty. The nasty is I'm gonna have to replace this camera. And I'm going to have to fly with the action. So I'm going to basically fly with an action camera. And if I break this one, if I break this camera, I'm going to have to go back to GoPro. So I can't use this. Can't use this. This one does have ELRS on it, so I'm good there. So I've got to replace this camera. I mean, until it's broke. And, you know, that's my choice. But I'm going to get really good footage. I mean, that's, you know, I'm going to get great footage. You know, I guess there's endless amounts of Action 3s, Action 2s, Action 5s, and Action 4s. Okay, I can go and replace them, I guess, right? The flat earthers. Okay, I'm not picking on HD0 because I mean I'm gonna be doing that because that's where if I'm gonna fly, that's where I gotta go. That's all I can get gear for. GoPro nasty. The GoPro nasty. Okay, so anybody here that's been offended by this, I'm sorry, but it is I was a baby. Okay, I started with DJI. Okay, I learned with DJI. That's how I learned to fly. So I am a baby. I've been coddled. I've been completely coddled. Right? Watch this wonderful footage. I mean, you can successfully fly. This is what I guess I learned with, but I learned with the air unit. With the original air unit, which is 1080p. I don't even know if this is 1080. But and I really haven't gauged the reaction of this gentleman, so all right. Get to the very end. But he's successfully flying. I mean, he's, you know, so anyway, I got a GoPro on. I don't get this great immersive experience at first, but I get the surprise of watching my footage later because it's going to be absolutely beautiful and rock steady, right? Anyway. I mean, it's not affecting his flying. I mean, I don't know, and I don't really know his point other than I think he's going to be negative about it. You know, he's going to say, you know, it's not the same, but what this guy should do is fly this quad with the camera and then put his quad's camera footage next to the camera footage of the 04 system just to show that there's no difference. Because really, you know, assuming that that's what you're doing, but I'm going to be flying with a GoPro because I ain't going to be able to get an 04 system or an 05 camera. So anyway, I'm just that, you know, I am going back to the Stone Age. Going back. I am heading back to the Stone Age, and that's all there is to it. I'm doing it willingly, right? I'm doing my part. Break out the Action 2. Well, we're going to use them all up. Remember when everybody was using up the Action 1s? Actually, wait a second. I'm going to break out the Action 1. We're going to go back in time. We're going to go way back in time. All right. Do we have any haters on here yet? Yeah, the reverb and the echo, guys. Actually, if I go back, the reverb and the echo came because I had two mics going on at the same time. So it was because I was running the Rode system with my other mic system. So yeah, we can go back. You want to go back in time again? Let's go back. We're gonna go back once again. We're gonna go back to the beginning of our mic system. I don't know if I can. I got a limiter on the other one, so it's. Let's see. We're gonna go back to there. There we go. Now we're back. We're back to substandard gear. We are now back to substandard gear, and this is what happens, you know, when I have to go back in time. When I have to go back to the olden days. Oh boy. And there's nothing I can do about it. So I save my money and not get the N3 goggles. Get them if you can. But as long as you have something to fly it with. And you could buy mine. I've got some N3 goggles back there. You're welcome to them because I'm only, I won't have anything to fly with them. Once the 04 has become extremely, I'm not going to pay $400 for an air unit or for, for an air, an 04 unit or an 03 unit for that matter. So, and Integras, yeah. Kai just bought some Integras, and his philosophy, and we're gonna, like I said, we'll talk about this later in depth, but his philosophy is that the Integras and the Goggles 2, you can fly all of the generations of air. You can go back to the original air unit, the Vistas, you can fly all of those. You can fly 03. So you've got a wider berth of options, you know, with that. And that's kind of the let's get the noise gate. Let's see, 6 noise suppression. Hold on here. I gotta suppress my noise here. Hold on. Here, hold on. I gotta see. I know I haven't put on a, let's see, limiter. I don't have a limiter on here. Okay, let's throw my limiter. Let's see, what's my threshold at? I gotta decrease my threshold. Pop, right there. Right there. Pop. There we go. Right. Pop. There. All right. I just had to throw a limiter on here because this mic is just, it's jacked up. I haven't turned it down, so I have nothing limiting it. So, but yeah, so we're in a world that's unknown, you know, and for my channel, I have to move forward. I'm going to have to try out something different. I'm going to have to use some different gear. And we're going to look at the stuff that's coming out. You know, we're going to go, if I'm not an HD0 guy, I'm maybe, maybe the OpenEye PC. That's where Kai and I are maybe that's where I'm going to go. Try out that Wi-Fi system. The OpenEye PC system has really good quality video that it penetrates, just because the DJI gear is based on Wi-Fi penetration, which goes through walls, and analog gets messed up in lots of things. Even though analog is more, I think the latency is less, Wi-Fi is better quality. So, but DJI is using 5.8 gig Wi-Fi mixed in with 2.4 gig, right, Wi-Fi. They're mixing it, and that's why you get that beautiful penetration. So, all right, so I just gotta check my That's good. Audio's good. On here, I gotta suppress my noise here. Hold on. Yeah, that sounds good, doesn't it? All right. Here, hold on. I gotta see it. I'm put on a. Okay, so anyway, so like I said, we're gonna talk about. We haven't decided for sure where we're gonna go. Kai is all over doing things, and Kai is Kai's looking at the short term, meaning that for the actually going into actually some of the long term. You know, if you want to fly for say 2 or 3 more years, there's lots of gear. There's Vistas, there's old air units, there's O3 systems, and then there's O4 systems out and O4 Lite. So we've got 5 systems to fly in. And with the goggles too and the Integras, you can fly all of those systems. And if you want the N3s, like you were going to, I would say if you're going to fly N3s, you can still fly the lights. You'll be able to get lights. So I'm not saying to not do it. I mean, the N3 goggles are nice, but the problem is we have to find something that is going to be economical. And right now, going into the future, if we're going to keep flying, the economical pathway is finding a different goggle system. And we thought that goggle system was going to be Cadex. We thought that goggle system was going to be Walk Snail, and those guys just disappointed the crap out of us. And, you know, poor Kai, I mean, you stuck with Walk Snail for a coon's age. I mean, you just kept hanging with them. You made the commitment to them, and all they did the whole entire time was disappoint you. And I mean, they had the air unit light, they had the higher resolution digital system, air unit, and you could always fly with digitally with a camera, with a fixed camera, like hopefully an Insta360 camera, but I can't even count on them, And okay, this is what it gets into, and this is what my next prop is all about. I am not in the future going to buy $1,000 Pocket 3. I can't, or a Pocket 4. So right now, I've got, the Pocket 3 is my DJI gear. It's the best camera. Everybody loves it. It's the camera going forward, but I have to replace it. I got to replace it with something else. And the only thing I can replace my Pocket with is one of these, a DSLR camera. I'm going to have to use this. If I want the same quality, I'm going to have to go this way. Canon I can get. I don't have to pay twice for it. I get just a wonderful video quality. I can get great audio out of here, using a third-party system, So I'm going to be, I can't vlog, I can't vlog anymore with the Pocket. I mean, until, I have to have a future. And my future is giant camera on a stick. Okay, that's my future. Giant camera on a stick. So just note that's where we got to go. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I mean, what are you going to do? Because I'm not going to sit and hope it's going to go away. You can't. It's kind of like I'm running a business, because that's literally what my YouTube is. It's a business. It's fun, and my business requires that I have a future. I have to move somewhere, and I can't move if I don't know what's in the future, and I can't count on something that's not going to be there. So anyway, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find an outlet. I'm going to find something else. Okay, I'm going to find another system. Okay, and that system is, holy crap! Gosh Almighty! Oh my God! I'm looking at something right now. Oh my Lord, that is so expensive. Okay, we could go here. We could go, guys. You could still go here. Okay. All right, Kai, we can go here. right there. All right. You want to go there with me? You want to go there with me, Kai? I just got to move that over for a second to show Kai some stuff. Okay. Is Kai, are you coming back with me to walk snail? Are we going to walk snail right now? Oh my gosh. Oh, right there. We got an Avatar GT kit. There you go. Little 179. We're now our prices are back. You know. We go back to Caddx cameras. And we have to buy those right there. Go back to the Avatar HDs. Guy's like, no way, I'm not going back to the HDs. No way, don't hurt me. Chances are better the DJI not getting banned than Chris giving anything away. Oh my gosh. Guys, you say, Kai, are you saying that I'm stingy? Oh man, guys, I grew up with I grew up with two. I didn't have two pennies to rub together. Okay, so yeah, it's I have trouble with moving on from things. Yeah, and guys, um, I learned from some very wise people, um, some very important sayings that I live by. So. Do I gift things out? Yes, I do. I give things away all the time. I gave a contractor that was working for me that was starting out. I gave him a brand new scooter. Just gave it to him because he goes around the town and he drops off flyers for his window washing business. I said, "Do you need a scooter for that?" Went into my garage, pushed it out to him and said, "Here you go. Get lots of work." I do that kind of stuff. But it has to be it has to be in my on my time. I have to validate the worth and effort. I'm not like what you think, you know. That's just that's the way I roll. You got to earn it, man. So, and you know, I had people that helped me, but they helped me with growing as a creator. So it's not, you know, it's anyway. That's anyway. That I think we hit that one. We took care of that one. But yeah, I got some things that I could potentially give away. But all right, let's see. Top chat, not live chat. There you go. You want live? There you go. There's some live chat for you. There's a live chat for you. Uh, anyways, I am um let's see. I just got to double check a couple things. Oh. Top fans. There you go. There's the top fans right there. All right. But anyways, that's kind of my point. So we're, if you're gonna move on in this hobby, if you're gonna go somewhere in this hobby, you're gonna have to see a way forward, and that way forward is gonna be either another company, new gear. It's gonna be it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something different, than what you're used to. It's, especially if you're here. It's going to be something like this. It's going to be something different. $459, you can get into those goggles, right? And more than likely, Walk Snail is going to come out with something new. It's been a long time since those have been out. And Caddx has got to come out with something. So, and when they got a sale, they're going to be getting rid of stuff. Okay, they're going to be getting rid of something. But yeah, you're gonna have to get into other gear, box goggles. You're gonna have to get into recycled gear. Maybe you want to go back. If you want to go back in time, maybe you want to go here. Maybe you want to find stuff that you can fly the O2 system, or the Goggles 2 system, or the first goggles. But you're gonna have to do something different. Okay, something different. How about these? Okay, maybe you got to go Fat Sharks. All right. But in analog, and that's in. And that's really where we're going. If you want to go to Fat Shark Dominators, and you want to go to, to these. Yeah, there you go. I wrote it right. But you want to go to the HD. I mean, it's a step back. It's a step somewhere else. Block it. I don't want your notifications. You notifications people. So, anyways, that's where I'm I'm stuck. Here we go. You want to know let's see, who's our top fans today? There you go. Look at that. There's our list. But, I'm not okay, this is what I've been on 42. Okay, I have been, guys. I've been flying for a long time. I've tried a lot of things out, and I'm not afraid to change. I'm not afraid to go somewhere else in the gear, to keep flying, better my skills, and fly. I'm not afraid to fly analog. Because basically, if you go to something like HD0, you're still flying analog, because you'll see a digital image, but it will break up, when you get behind things, because it's an analog signal trying to go through stuff. And when analog goes through stuff, it breaks up the pixels. It's not able to penetrate like Wi-Fi. That's why probably the direction I'm going to have to, me and Kai have been talking about, and the thing that's been talked about, and there's been attempts to perfect, is basically this stuff right here. Let me go back to my screen capture here. This open IPC stuff right there. I really do think that if we're going to experiment outside of and try something new, let me move that over a little bit. We should go with something new. We should give this thing a shot. I really do. I think, but once again, what we're getting to is goggles. You're going to have to change your goggles. You're going to have a HDMI input, right, to be able to get the the Wi-Fi signal that's being transmitted. So that is probably the direction that I'm probably going to try. I really think that this is, Emacs is going to provide some stuff for us. So I can buy things from Emacs. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff there. That's a lot of parts right there. You know, but they're pushing this. They're trying to get us to go into that next direction. So, and if like I said, if we're going to survive, just looking at anything that's open IPC, here's the RX. We're going to have to do some experimenting. So, and that's really, yeah. Kai, what's happening is oh boy. So there you go. Now it's all working. So anyways, that's what's happening. We're going to have to change our gear. And the other, like I said, the other factor is, you know, we have to be flexible to change, but you also have to think of cost. Go back to, sorry about that. I just go back all the way to the period of time when we were flying, the you know, the parrot stuff. Okay. The early parrot bebop. And one of the things that we did to extend our signal and to get more penetration and range was we basically did a Wi-Fi. We basically did Wi-Fi expanding. So we just basically pushed the Wi-Fi signal out further, 2.4 gigahertz, and we pushed it out, right, using Wi-Fi boosters. And that's really what this thing is. It's a Wi-Fi boosting system that pushes a signal, a Wi-Fi signal that's really good, 1080p, a really good distance, and definitely in the distance where flying is fun, you know. So anyways, yeah, I apologize for the audio jumping around, but it's because like I said, all my scenes, I basically changed it to Rode mic, then I changed it back to Boya. So right now we're Boya micing. So that should be Boya. That should be Boya. That should be Boya. And that should be Boya. There we go. Anyway, guys, I normally don't do this. I'm playing around just because it's a example of how the gear that we could count on, okay, which is stuff that we've been using forever, okay. This mic here that I have been using for basically 8 years. I've had this mic. This thing is going to go bye-bye, and I really like this. I count on this, and I had to change. Because if I want to keep doing this, I had to change to something. Because if that's broke, where am I going to go? I have to have a phase two. I have to have a second option, you know? And that's why I'm jumping around and showing you the, I didn't mean to have all the mistakes, but basically switching back and forth. We have to be able to do this. We have to have a way of changing from the thing that we're happy with and we most love, and really what we really want to do is fly. And if you want to still fly, you're in the US, you're gonna have to change. Somehow you're gonna have to make it more flexible. You're gonna have to have some way. So anyway, I'm done with my little rant and my messed up live stream, but I'm actually, we can look at this next phase as, we can look at this as being a problem, or we can look at it as something that's going to be interesting. It's going to expand our hobby, something that is going to basically give us another challenge. So, because all we're doing is basically taking and running Wi-Fi through an analog goggle with an HD input, So we have to have a goggle that'll take HD signal, right? And we have to have an HDMI input, and then we have to be able to get it from our gear. We have to be able to move it from one thing to the next. So, and that is the next challenge. So. And I'm willing to do this, whatever it takes, so I can keep flying, okay? Now, those goggles I don't think will work because I don't think they have an HDMI input. I don't think I can go, that's not, I don't believe that's an HDMI input. So this, I think you'd have to put a module on, I believe. We're going to have to do some kind of goggle that is, and we'll talk about that next stream, so. We'll look at our goggle options, and we'll look at if you want to go open IPC. I suggest you watch Mads Tech. He spent a lot of time talking about the new goggles, but the goggles are not cheap. So getting into the next system, there's gonna be some front end loading. You're gonna have to buy a set of goggles first, and then you're gonna have to have a little technical expertise. It's not going to be plug and play. Like we're used to. We're not going to get that simple solution, So I'm trying to see if there's any open. Here's, look at this. This is a really good one here. This kind of explains the world we're going into. Check this one out. Check this out, Eric. Right there. You see that right there? This is the world we're hitting right here. Look at that, guys. That's why I have a caveman on my beginning of the channel, because we're going into the freaking Stone Age. Look at that. We got both axes of the dipole antenna. We have to power that up with some kind of power source, but that's our transmitter. Or excuse me, that's our receiver. Sorry, for the Wi-Fi, and then of course we're gonna have to have a transmitter on the freaking drone. But those are some old HD goggles that have, that set up. Another connector. Oh my God. Oh, that is funny. Oh man. God, I hope we don't have to do this. I'm still praying. I'm still praying it doesn't happen, but you know what, guys? The writing's on the wall, man. Here we go. Here's another good one. Look at that setup right there. Oh my Lord. Look at that giant module on those goggles. Those are huge on those fat sharks right there. Oh, big old Wi-Fi antenna out there. Big giant. You look like a freaking router. But that's it. Now, there's people that are doing it simpler than this. They're actually putting base stations, setting base stations up, and you just run a single wire to your base station. But that's monkey business, It's still monkey business. So It's actually Omni. Let's see, linear antennas. Oh, Omni. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. Guys, hey, Igor, I am going to be the one that's going to have to figure this out with my limited technical know-how. But I did it in the past. I figured it out, and it's a learning process, right? And like I said, if you want to keep flying, you got to be creative. So appreciate you hanging in here with us, Igor. So you are more than welcome to hang out with us. So let's see. Can I widen that out a little bit? I can go that way. I think I got to go this way. Yeah, I can't. The way they got the I'm messing around with my chat. With my PC on the chat, there's something about the Mac version of OBS that's a little bit wonky yet. So, yes, we can put you over there. But yeah, Igor, I'm trying to get you moderated, but we'll have to wait on that one. Be patient. We'll get you. If you show up again, we'll moderate you. But yeah, so that's kind of my rant today. That's really all I got. And can we simplify this? Yeah. And every new version of OpenIPC that's been coming out is getting a little bit better. It's getting more streamlined. It makes more sense. We're still going to have to fly with an external camera. Even though we can record in the goggles, our OpenIPC goggles information, or in our OSD and stuff like that, whatever OSD we're getting. But why not just go? You could go to HD0. You just go to their system, and then just fly with a camera. It's wherever you want to extend yourself. I'm going to put props on my house and fly looking through my Ring doorbell camera. but Howie, you are going to still fly. You are going to do what it takes to do what it is to fly and to continue flying. And that's me too. I'm going to figure it out. If I gotta hook up 2 freaking Ring doorbell cameras to a 499 or what, a sub 100-pound drone, 55 pounds, right? 49 pound. We'll get it to fly. We'll make her fly, man. We will get it to work. Tiny home rules. So, all right. I think I got to eat here. So let me just put you on hold for a second here. All right, I'm back. You like my hold one? I like that. It's elevator hold. I think that's genius. So anyways, I gotta get going. It is time to eat. But yeah, so we are gonna have to change, guys. We're gonna have to do something to change in our lives, and whether we like it or not, we're not gonna be able to do what we loved to do before. Something like this that we've had forever, that we've enjoyed, 8 years of beauty, is going to come to an end someday. By the way, that Boya mic will be working when I'm in the grave. So that thing is freaking solid. That is one solid USB mic. So, but anyway, I got to go. It is time for me to hit the food. I am starving too. I'm really hungry. But yeah, guys, I apologize for all the hiccups and stuff. And you know me, I'm hiccup king. But Kai and I are going to figure it out. We are going to expand into the future. We are going to go without DJI somewhere. And maybe we will go with DJI. Maybe we'll just be hackers. We'll be DJI hacks, and we'll go back to old air units and we'll pile them up, A penny for your thoughts. Yeah, there we go. But anyways, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go and take care of my my food needs. But I appreciate you guys being in here. If you have a like or a comment, please do that. I would appreciate that. You know that I always appreciate anything that you guys can. Just showing up to me is plenty. You know, I'm very happy that you just come every week. Guys, know on Tuesday, we are going to extend this conversation into greater detail. We are going to add some specifics, some specific gear that we really like. All of that stuff will come on Tech Tuesday. And, you know, and Igor, let's see, it's funny. I'm in FP around 3 years, starting analog, updated to WOX now, recently got HD0, now considering buying DJI at the same moment. People from USA are moving back, Yeah, hey, Igor, I got no choice, I have no choice. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I am good. Guys, Americans are all about ingenuity. I mean, sometimes we like to stab ourselves, but we always freaking find a way forward. And we don't mind a little hardship. It's not a problem. It's kind of like going to the moon and then going to the moon again, 30, 40, 50 years later. So we're going to make it back, though, guys. We are going to make it back. And not only are we going to make it to the moon, we're going to make it to Mars. So, all righty. But thank you, Igor. I really appreciate your comments. That's a great comment. That is very much true. So just give me a second. I will moderate you. Hopefully you pop back into our stream. You're able to come back. I really, like I said, anybody that comes in that's new and brings in some fresh, experience. If you've been you were flying for 3 years. I've been flying for 8, but I've been a baby. I went from building to just getting babied by DJI, and maybe I need some hardship, so I can learn, So, but thank you, thank you, Igor, and like I said, I will let me go into let me just moderate you now, so I don't want to forget. I want to make sure we get you in here, and let's go in there, and let's go. There he is. There's Igor right there. And we love our friends from wherever you're from. And you are now a standard moderator for us. You are blue, thank you. And anybody else that's in here that's not blue, will get you too. All right. But so you will show up blue now. But yeah, I tried to get on Friday. I wish I was on earlier. And something came up and I had to go somewhere and come back. It was 4:30, and that's kind of how everything went down. So, but anyway, any expertise that comes in, other channels, people that have experience beyond my own. I mean, I like tech gear. I like to play around with it. I like to play where some of you guys like to tinker. I'm not a tinkerer. I'm a play guy, a player. I'm a player. So anyway, like to play and put the stuff to use. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you very much. Like I said, any comments, any insight you can bring, of course, and subscribe if you have not. And have a wonderful weekend. All right. If it's your weekend already started, or if it's just starting, I am out of here. Thank you.